today I'm going to do a Christmas tag that I kind of made up, kind of didn't. Well, what I did was Googled Christmas tags or YouTube Christmas tags, and I found like a bunch of questions that were pretty fun to answer. So I'm kind of making up my own Christmas tag, inspired by the other Christmas tags that I've found. Obviously from my Christmas tree, you can tell I celebrate Christmas, and it is my favorite holiday of life. It's really not about like the turkey and ham for me. I am all about the real mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are not complete without corn in them. Like, that is my favorite. And what else? Oh, green bean casserole. Oh my god, yum. Stuffing. I love stuffing. Just like all the comfort foods. For the past 4 years, I've been making Christmas cookies, and every single year the cookies change, but one cookie always remains the same, and that is coconut macaroons. And they're so easy to make. You just need like some sweetened condensed milk, coconut, and chocolate, and it's like incredible. They're so delicious. Probably, you know what I've been drinking like a lot at night? I've been really loving drinking hot chocolate with a little bit of Kaluha. So good. I feel like eggnog would be my favorite, but I've never had eggnog, so yeah, but I want to try it. So yeah, hot chocolate and Kaluha, that's where it's at. Okay, so probably Meet Me in St. Louis. That movie is a movie that I've watched every year since I was like 8 years old. My mom, who has now passed, she like loved Judy Garland, and Meet Me in St. Louis was her favorite movie, and we watched it like every single year, and I still watch it every single year. I also started watching Little Women every year. Margaret O'Brien's in both of those, and yeah, they're older movies, but they're so like just timeless. And Meet Me in St. Louis, just like the costumes and the home and like all the houses, they're just like fabulous and fantastic and gorgeous. It's about a family at the turn of the century, and they live in St. Louis, and it's just like all their trials and tribulations. They're supposed to be moving to New York and blah 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 blah. I'm not going to get into it. Little Women is, I think, about the turn of the century as well. It's, you know, if you like Gone with the Wind, you're gonna like these movies better. Elf. In high school, that came out, and we were obsessed with Elf. Like, Elf is the bomb. Okay, like, whoa, shut up. I'm overreacting just a little bit. Okay, so Elf, Meet Me in St. Louis, Little Women, and I cannot talk about Christmas movies without mentioning The Christmas Story. Again, every year on Christmas Eve, I watch nothing else but The Christmas Story. Or wait, is it no, it's on Christmas Day. From the time I wake up in the morning, actually I sleep with the TV on, so I put on, TBS it's on. I put it on at midnight on Christmas Eve, and I fall asleep with it on, and I don't shut it off until it's over the next day. I mean, it's on, and everything I do, it's on in the background. It is just another classic. So if you haven't seen any of these movies, you need to watch them. They're amazing. Christmas isn't the same without them. You know what? I don't really have like a favorite holiday show. I'm not going to say it's like Charlie Brown or anything, but I watch Lady Gaga and the Muppets. And I never really was a fan of Lady Gaga until Applause came out. Oh, and obviously Bad Romance. That's like a really good song. But it was the Lady Gaga and the Muppets Spectacular. It was a really good special. She was so cute in it. It was just like, I remember this one time she was on stage. She was wearing these big glasses. She had like really big hair. She had on booty shorts and a flannel. And she just looked so cute. Not to mention Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it, and that is like my favorite person in the world. Well, not my favorite person, but you know, he's my favorite actor. At the end of Elf, Zooey Deschanel sings Baby It's Cold Outside, and actually Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Lady Gaga sing that on the Muppets Spectacular, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel were both in 500 Days of Summer. Whoa, worlds collided right there. That was a good one, like that's a really good one, but my favorite one is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And another fun fact, that was written for Judy Garland in the movie Meet Me in St. Louis. And she sang that in the movie, and that was where that song originated from. But the cover that Zooey Deschanel's band does, she and him, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, is gorgeous. That whole album, the She and Him Christmas album, is so pretty. Like, they just sing all the classics, and I just love her voice. It reminds me of, like, I don't know, I feel like she is before or after her time. Do you know what I mean? Like, her voice sounds like she should have been a singer in the 30s. If you're familiar with her voice, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the She and Him album, the Christmas one, is my favorite. It's just so pretty, and it's just like, I don't know, it just has like that timeless sound to it. Sled riding. We have a hill. It's in the Mill Creek Park. I live in Youngstown, Ohio, and there's a hill. I don't even remember what it's called, but we wanted to go like a couple weeks ago. It was like really snowing hard, but we try to go every year sled riding, and it's just so much fun. Ice skating, we have like an indoor skating ring that we never go to. Well, like I said, I make cookies every single year. And you know what? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to make this year, so just hold your horses. So I'm going to keep it real simple this year. I usually make like 8 different cookies. Last year I even made candy, and it was just like, oh my gosh, it was so stressful. So I'm doing 4 cookies. French macaroons. I've never had them before. I've always wanted to try them, so I'm just going to make them. Coconut macaroons, obviously. I already told you I make those every year. Cake pops. I'm making cake pops. The ones from Starbucks are like so delicious, and I found a recipe online that is supposed to be, you know, the cake pops from Starbucks, so I'm going to make those. I'm going to attempt. And then cheesecake bites I'm going to make this year, which I've never made before. Well, I've never made any of these things except for the coconut macaroons. So my favorite holiday memories, for those of you that don't know me personally, which I only think one person I know from my real life watches my videos. Hi, Caitlin. My favorite holiday memory, I was in rehab 4 years ago, and like I went in not wanting to be there at all, and by the time I left, I wanted to go back, and I was there for 100 days, and I got out of rehab the day before Christmas Eve. And I thought it was just going to be a bust, and I thought it was going to be like the worst Christmas ever, but it turned out to be the best Christmas ever. The girls in there, me and the other girls, we just, I don't know, we like formed a sisterhood, and we were in trouble the last couple days I was there, and they put us on something called Sick House, where we're not allowed to like go out or go to meetings or, you know, because we would do fun stuff in there. We would like be able to go shopping and I don't know, just we would do different stuff, but we weren't allowed to do anything that weekend. So that was the funnest weekend. After all the counselors left, you know, we had like somebody that would stay there with us, and the girl like let us paint our nails and stuff that day, and we played charades, like, and we were like acting out like, you know, all of each other, and that was like so fun. And actually, since we were so good that weekend, mind you, we were adults, but anyhow, we went to a play at the church, and it was Scrooge, and that is like one of my favorite memories, was like being in rehab and like the fun we had and just like the Christmas spirit, and we put up a tree, and like we even made ornaments, and yeah, it was just like, I know that might sound like so weird, but I don't know, it's just like nostalgic for me, and that was like the best Christmas. And I sound like a brat because it has nothing to do with my family, but obviously like I prefer being with my family over like people in rehab, but that was like some of my favorite memories. The Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation, I think it is, it came out last year, and I've always wanted to try it, and I never bit the bullet, so I really want that. The Lorac Pro Palette I've been eyeing since it's come out, and I want that. I know the Naked 3's out, but I'd rather have the Lorac. I just like the matte shadows better. Oh, the Makeup Geek. She has some really pretty matte eyeshadows that I really want to try. A fragrance. Actually, I made this before I bought the fragrance. I got Kim Kardashian's fragrance. I also really love Ralph by Ralph Lauren. That's a good one. My favorite movie, Blood Diamond. I really want that. The Story of Film in Odyssey. It is an incredible documentary about film, about like the beginning of film till now, and he just goes into like so much detail. And if you're like a film buff like me, and you know, you like making videos and editing them and learning different styles and stuff like that, you will love this documentary. It was like a 6-part documentary on TCM, Turner Classic Movies, and I never get to watch the whole thing because it's always on at like 2 o'clock in the morning on a Monday night, and I always gotta be at work Tuesday morning, so I really want that. When the Lion Roars, the MGM story, that's another really good documentary about the rise and fall of the Metro-Goldwyn Mayer, and it takes you through like the back lots, and the house in Meet Me in St. Louis is actually demolished, and that house is amazing, and they demolished it. And that's a really, really, really good documentary too. If you're like a film buff, especially like an older film buff, you will really appreciate When the Lion Roars. The new Kings of Leon CD, that is a really good CD. I'm dying to get that. The Fun CD, I also really want that. 2 things stood out in my mind. When I got The Sims 3 last year from my boyfriend Phil, and the Naked Palette. I got that 2 years ago and I still use it. I got that from my mom. So like I said, we make cookies and then we do our seafood thing on Christmas Eve. And, you know, just like normal traditions. Oh, going sleigh riding, that's another tradition that we try to upkeep. Putting up a tree, watching those movies on the, you know, every year. The fact that we watch The Christmas Story all day on Christmas Day. Yeah, that's pretty much all of the traditions that I have. I pretty much covered them. Just YouTube stuff, saving money, going on vacation, spending time with my friends and family, paying off my debt, keeping up with my health, going back to school, like getting education, living passionately, you know, doing stuff that I love to do every single day and just being happy and staying motivated. And I don't know, my number one rule that I always live by is to be a blessing, and I know I fall short of it every single day, but I try my best, and I really want to instill that in, I mean, it's in my heart, you know, so yeah, that's just a few of my resolutions. I will get down to the nitty-gritty about how to set goals, how to achieve goals, what to even find out what you want your goals to be, find out what you want to do in life, who you are as a person, and what makes you happy, and all that stuff is going to be in my workshop, and I'm really excited for it. And now I'm going to tag some people.